It's like a cheese fountain. Put your crackers in. Put your crackers in. Ooh, and just cheese sauce it up. Welcome back to Native Eats. Today I have something really easy and quick to share with you guys, and it's gluten-free, dairy-free cheese sauce. So as our other cheese sauce, so versatile, but dairy-free. So I always get asked, how did you do that dairy-free? How do we do that dairy-free? And you know, as you may have seen in my introduction, I was completely dairy-free before I discovered raw milk years ago. And then, you know, I discussed that in my dairy discussion. So you can look out for that video. But today we're gonna use coconut milk. So you're gonna need coconut milk, a really good sharp cheddar. You're gonna need a little bit of oil, not a lot, and some good butter, which is the Finlandia, grass-fed. So this one's really good. And you're gonna need 2 tablespoons of butter, which I put into this pan already. Get your heat cranked up to about a medium. And you will also need a gravy whisk. And so, and a few seasonings, salt, pepper to taste. If you like to use ground mustard, you can. You can add any kind of spices to it you want. If you want to give it a Mexican flair, you can add some chili powder, you can add herbs to your cheese sauce. But this will give you a nice, good cheese sauce base recipe that's dairy-free, gluten-free, that you can put in any macaroni and cheese that you want. Okay, so in this, I have 2 tablespoons of your very good butter, and I have a tablespoon of oil. This is just so the butter doesn't burn. And then I also have 1 tablespoon of tough flour. I put 1 tablespoon. So we're just going to get this saffron in. I love saffron. It's a little expensive, so it is optional. This is my annatto, so not a lot of annatto, just like a dash. And paprika, also a dash. And then you did like a couple pinches of saffron. Saffron here. And you did some pepper, dash of pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. And get that going. Just some saffron that fell. All right, and so now the dairy-free portion. We're gonna slowly add in our 2 cups. And I have like a staunch more in here, only because it was the last little bit in this container. And this is coconut milk that is unsweetened. So this is very important because a lot of times when you get dairy-free milks, alternative milks, they're sweetened very often. And so this is unsweetened. So if you're gonna make something savory, make sure you do that. And then this is a good brand because it doesn't really have a lot of stuff in it except vitamins. They did infuse it with some different vitamins, a little bit of a thickener, some gorgum. But other than that, it's organic coconut milk and filtered water. Ooh, doggy. Okay, so slow on that. Turn it down just a little. Okay. A little bit more milk. And that's thickening up already. And I might add a little mustard powder to this. So I've reserved the last little bit so that can thicken or kind of get tempered and get a little bit simmered. So it can start thickening a little bit, and then we'll add that last little bit, but I'm gonna put a little bit of mustard powder in just for flavor. You could have put this in back when we bloomed the spices. A little bit of mustard. And just a, a little splash. And that'll just give it flavor. Tad of chipotle, only because we're going to do an episode of Mexican, gluten-free Mexican lasagna, which is like one of my favorite recipes. And so I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of chipotle powder just to kick this up just a notchy poo. Yeah. Ooh. It has like a deep, rich flavor because I really bloomed the spices in this. Turn it up just a little bit because I'm not seeing many bubbles, but we don't want to rush this. Right when I said that, boom, bubbles. Okay, we have bubbles, people. So now we can go. I think we can go with the last. Maybe. Those of you who are dairy-free, I encourage you to watch my dairy discussion and about raw milk. If you like that, then you can watch the raw milk cheese sauce that I make. Last little bit is gonna go in here. We've got some bublés in the bath. I'm gonna recommend that you go with a good 2 cups to 3 cups of cheese. On this part of the deal, you can kind of play around with your cheeses depending on what you're making. Sometimes I like to put some Swiss in, depending on what I'm making this for. Today, I think I'm just gonna go all cheddar. Sharp, good cheddar, because I want to put this in a Mexican lasagna. And so I'm just feeling that. You know, go with whatever, like if you want a smoked Gouda even, you know, or like whatever you're feeling or whatever you're making. This is a really good cheddar because they do not have any preservatives. The coloring is annatto, which is what I used in the cheese sauce. And the thickener is potato starch, which is what I cook with a lot. So this is a good sharp cheddar if you're gonna get like a shredded one that has some little bit of additives. This has got some things in it, but it's okay. It's just some potato starch, keeps it from clumping. So now that it's bubbling, you can go ahead and start adding the cheese in. We're gonna do that as, that's a slow process also. That's the trick to working with milk and cheeses and sauces, is doing everything really, really slow. So there's 1 cup. Let's see if we go to 4 cups. We might go to 4 cups with this. Got plenty of cheese today in the Native Eats kitchen. We have an overload of cheese in the kitchen today. We always do. Like, we're never any shortage of cheese because I just love cheese. Whoa. Okay, now that it's getting thick, but it was worth it. I'm gonna add more cheese, but it's getting there. So that's 2 cups of cheese. I'm gonna turn this down. It's a wee bit hot. All the way to low now at this point, because you're really just melting this cheese and you don't want anything to curdle. It looks so good right now. And I'm gonna taste this and see if we're gonna stop at 3 cups or if we're gonna add maybe another ½ a cup or a cup. I'm gonna say, si senor. 4 cups. So what is that? You have 2 cups of milk, so 4 cups of good cheese, shredded cheese. And I know we're gonna stop here because any more cheese beyond this point is probably irrational. No, it's probably pretty on point. It's probably pretty good. I mean, it wouldn't be too irrational if you added another little bit more cheese. But I think we're good here. This looks like a really good cheese sauce, guys. So, look at this, it's like a cheese fountain. Put your crackers in. Put your crackers in. Ooh, and just cheese sauce it up. That is so good, for real. It's really, really, really good. You can use this for anything. It's dairy-free. It's gluten-free, as always in the Native Eats kitchen. So, thank you guys for coming. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you do, please like. If you don't, please like us anyway. Just kidding. And subscribe, receive post notifications. That way, if you want to see other shows, like for example, if you want to see the Mexican lasagna, gluten-free style with this cheese sauce, we'll get you that post notification. So I will see you guys next time in the Native Eats kitchen. Yeah.